And we are live. It is our Sunday evening session. It is a couple of minutes past 5 o'clock. We were just a couple of minutes delayed starting, guys. Let's see who is going to be first to join this evening. I need to join the stream myself on my phone. Just give me a couple of seconds for that. There we go. Okay, let me turn that down as well. Guys, talk to me in the chat when you are in here. Let me know, can you hear me? And hopefully you shouldn't be able to hear the music. If it is a little bit loud, guys, just let me know. Let's see who is going to be first to join this evening. Tane said, do you do any IGCSE Edexcel maths? No, we don't focus on IGCSE. Taha said, bro, do you do higher? Or bro, do higher. This evening's going to be foundation. We'll be back on the higher tomorrow. Diana says, hello. Night Watcher is here. Says, yo. Hey, Chi said, I'm back. Hamza said, hello. Hey, good to have you guys back. Good to have you guys back. A couple of people asking when the next higher paper will be. The next higher paper, guys, is going to be tomorrow evening. Shahinda Alamin, good to have you on the YouTube chat. Aisha, good to have you back. Chloe, good to have you back. Salma, good to have you back. Hey, a lot of the regulars are here. Things we love to see, guys. I don't think this evening's session is going to be too popular because of the literature tomorrow. So it's going to be a good opportunity to ask any questions that you guys might have. It's quite interesting. It says there's only one person watching on the YouTube, but I've had 3 people in the chat. So I think there's a few more people than that. Chloe says, how's your day been? My day's been very good, thank you. I went for a nice walk earlier with one of my mates, which was nice. And then I've done a little bit of chilling as well. I actually missed the F1 because I was out, which was a bit annoying, so I'm going to catch up on the F1 later. Last night was a bit of a late night because of the boxing. Yeah. Tahem says, let's get started. I'm going to give just a couple of minutes till we start, guys. I did start the stream a couple of minutes late, so I just want to give people a chance to join. In the last little bit before we get started, guys, I just want to give a quick word to our sponsor for today's session, which is MME Premium. For anybody who hasn't seen up there, basically, MME Premium is a revision platform for GCSE Maths, GCSE English, and GCSE Science. They have a bunch of good resources. The reason, guys, that I've partnered with MME Premium is because so many people have been DMing me, asking the best way to revise for specific topics. Guys, the best way is to log on to this platform and basically use the resources that they have. So I'll very, very quickly show you what they have. Here I'm logged into the Maths section for Edexcel Higher. And then, for example, let's say that you struggle with graphs and you struggle specifically with, let's say, coordinates and ratios. You would go over here. You can revise. They have a video for every topic. They also have questions and that kind of thing for every single topic. So MME Premium, guys, is a sponsor of today's live. I'm very proud to announce. And using the code MGM50, you should be able to see it just up there. Using the code MGM50, you can actually get 50% off. So it takes that first month down to just £9.99, the price of 3 meal deals. You can tell your parents, guys, at that price, it's a bargain. Summer says, for real, guys, get at it. Yep. It's pretty good. Now, final thing. It's only going to take 30 seconds, and you'll be interested in this one. Before we get going, as part of the sponsorship, guys, MME Revise have also agreed to give away to the viewers of this stream 10 practice papers for every single sponsored stream. This is a list of winners from yesterday. Congratulations to those of you. I've already seen a few of you in the chat. If you see your name over there, you won one of these sets of predicted papers yesterday. So MME Revise will DM you over the next couple of days and sort out the details. I'll just ask you for a postal address and they'll send them over. Guys, to be in with a chance of winning, all you have to do is tag my account at MyGCSE Maths in any post on the MME Revised TikTok page, and make sure also that you follow their account, because that's going to be the only way that they can DM you. That's going to be the only way they can DM you. So make sure you follow that account as well and tag my GCSE Maths in any MME Revise post. The TikTok account to tag it in is at MME Revise, and you have to tag at my GCSE Maths. With code MGM50, you get 50% off the platform, bringing it down to £9.99 for the first month. Guys, now, without further ado, let's have a look at our questions. Our past paper is starting. I'm going to be looking at the chat now. If you have any questions about all of that stuff, let me know. Enviro says, how come I did not win? Hey, Enviro, tag me again, and maybe you'll win this evening. And this, guys, is actually, I think, going to be the last time that I do this past paper giveaway. I think this is the last day, so this is the last chance to tag me. Let's have a look, guys. Question 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the screen. For anybody wondering, this is the Edexcel June 2019 Paper 2 Foundation tier. Nice to see 7 of us over on the YouTube. Guys, today I'm going to try and push the YouTube a little bit more. We have 270 of us on the TikTok. We have only 7 of us on the YouTube. So, guys, I'm going to be trying to pull a few people over. Let's see how effectively we can do that. Guys, question number 1, it says write 0.75 as a fraction. A couple of different ways you could do this. You could just write 75 over 100 to convert that decimal into a fraction. Alternatively, guys, what I would do is just type 0.75 into your calculator, click equals, hopefully you can see that, and it will just turn it into a fraction. It will just turn it into 3 over 4. So you could have 75 over 100. That is going to be okay. You could also just write it as 3 over 4. Well done to anybody who got that. Question number 2, guys, I'm going to go through this one now as well. We're going to be keeping the pace pretty high today. Write the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. We can see that we have some negatives, we have 0, and we have some positives. Guys, what are we going to do? We're going to think of our number line. The further to the left on a number line, our number it is, the smaller it is. As we go further left, it gets smaller. And as we go further to the right, it gets bigger. Our smallest number is going to be the most negative number, which is -3. That's going to be followed by our other negative number, -1, followed by 0, followed by 2, followed by 4. We go from the most negative to the most positive, -3, -1, 0 to 4. Guys, congratulations to anybody who got that. Question number 3, write down 2 factors of 15. Hit me on the chat. Talk to me. What do we think for question number 3, 2 factors of 15? What do we think? Enviro says 5 and 3. G says 5 and 3. Kalim says 3 and 5. Kiki says 5 and 3. Guys, superb work. 5 and 3. They're the 2 that I would go for. You could also have 1. You could also have 15, but you only need 2 of them. So any 2 of those 4 numbers are going to be perfect. Congratulations to anybody who got that one. Moving on now, question number 4. Change 1,756 grams to kilograms. Guys, talk to me in the chat. What do we think for this one? Enviro says 1.756 kg. Zion Osirimian also thinks 1.756 kg. Guys, if you got that one, superb work. It is 1.756 kg. What we have to do is use the fact that 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. So to go from grams to kilograms, we divide by 1,000. We do 1,756 divided by 1,000. Do that on the calculator or move your decimal points. You're going to get 1.756 as your answer. Guys, congratulations if you got those ones. 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are on to questions number 5 and 6. Question number 5 is another 1 marker. Question 6 is a 3 marker. So 4 marks up for grabs in total. I'm just zooming in a little bit. Let's have a look. Quite a few people pinging their answers in the chat, and you are all exactly right. Write the number 2 million in figures. What we're going to have is we're going to have a 2, and then we're going to have 6 zeros. So it looks like this. You don't have to put the commas in. You can just do 2 and then 6 zeros. You don't have to put the commas. I've just done that to make things a little bit clearer. Conveyor, I think, has gone a little bit over the top with those zeros. Guys, question number 6. This is our first longer one. We have 3 marks up for grabs here. Now, even if you don't have the paper printed off, even if you're not doing this with your calculator, still think about how you would do this question because it is a very important one. Teza Tiger said, is there any long division? There won't be any long division in this paper because it is a calculator paper. It is a calculator paper. We've got people joining from all over the world in all kinds of different places. Those on the TikTok will know what I'm talking about with that one, maybe. Question number 6, guys. Drop ready in the chat when you're ready for me, and we'll talk about this one. This one's not going to take too long. There's not too much to do. A couple of people think he's correct. A couple of people think he's incorrect. Guys, ready in the chat when you're ready. A man like Afnan is ready. Enviro says correct. Zion says incorrect. Guys, let's have a look at question number 6. Question number 6 says, man like Davide goes into a cafe and buys 2 cups of coffee and a piece of cake. Each cup of coffee is £2.75 and the cake is £2.90. Davide pays with a £10 note. He thinks he will get more than £1.50 in change. Is Davide correct? Guys, what we're going to have to do is we are going to have to work out how much money he spends, take that away from £10 and work out how much change he's going to get. He buys 2 cups of coffee and they're £2.75 each. So we're going to do £2.75 times by 2. And then we're going to add that to the price of our cake. 1 piece of cake, £2.90. So we're going to type into our calculator £2.75 times by 2 plus £2.90. I'm quickly going to change that into blue. £2.75 times by 2. That's going to be... Actually, I will just do this on the calculator. We don't want any silly mistakes here. £2.75 times 2 plus £2.90. That, guys, is going to be £8.40. £8.40. So how much change is he going to get? Well, he pays with a £10 note. So we can do 10 minus our £8.40. Guys, on our calculator, that's going to give us £1.60. Now, what did Davide say? He said that he will get more than £1.50 in change. So is he correct? Yes, he is. He knows about his money. He got £1.60. So he did, in fact, get more than £1.50. Nicely done to anybody who got that one. I know a lot of people might have misread the question there. Hopefully it makes sense now that I've gone through it. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to be moving on to question number 7 and question number 8. We have 5 marks up for grabs in total on this one. Yep, 5 marks. I'm going to give you guys about 2.5 minutes because they don't take too long, these ones. Let's have a look, guys. We currently have 320 people watching on the TikTok. We have 11 people over on the YouTube. The goal today, guys, is going to be to see how many people we can get watching on the YouTube, because I think eventually I might be shifting over to a few exclusive lives on the YouTube. So if you haven't already, guys, have a look at the YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. It's just called My GCSE Maths, and the reason that I might be doing a few exclusive ones over there is just because I can make them way higher quality over there, bring in some extra features. So I'm trying to encourage as many people as possible from the TikTok to have a look at the YouTube. We've got a great community over there, which is growing every day. Sama says, guys, go subscribe. Yes, sir, exactly. Guys, question 7 and question 8, I'm going to go through these ones now. Let's have a look. The question says there are Y boats on a lake. There are 7 people in each boat. Write an expression in terms of Y for the total amount of people in boats. Guys, we have Y boats and we have 7 people in each one. So to work out the total number of people, we're going to have to do 7, our number of people in each boat, times by Y, our number of people, our number of boats. 7 times y, guys, we can just write as 7y, giving us our answer to question 7. Now, what about 8, A, B, and C? Let's have a look. Part A says simplify A times by B times by 7. Guys, the best way to write this is just going to be 7AB. Remember, in algebra, when we write our numbers, our letters next to each other, it means times by. 8b, this one says simplify y times by y times by y. How are we going to write this one, guys? When we multiply a number by itself and then itself again, what we are doing is we're cubing that number, so we can write it as y cubed. Y cubed, because we have y times y times y. Nicely done, Louis. Nicely done, low. Nicely done, Dazzling. Guys, superb work over there. Nicely done, Zion, as well. 8c, guys, what's it going to be for this one? This one says simplify fully E times by E times by E times by F over E times by E times by F times by F. Guys, what we're going to have to do is divide our top and bottom by any common factors until we can't do that anymore. We're going to start off by dividing top and bottom by E. That's going to cancel out one of our E's. We can cancel out another E, dividing by E again. Then we can cancel out one F from the top and the bottom. On the top, we're left with E. On the bottom, we're left with F. So our answer, guys, becomes E over F. Guys, if you got that one, absolutely superb work. I'm going to zoom out and give you 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to move on to question number 9. Guys, this one, you need the paper printed out to do it, so I've done this one for you. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to move on to question number 10. Guys, I'm going to make this one a little bit interactive to get the chat going a little bit. I'm going to call this option A, I'm going to call this option B, and I'm going to call this option C. I'm going to ask you then, guys, to write in your answer to this one. Would it be A, B, or C? So question 10 says, here are 3 symbols. Write down which of these symbols goes in each box to make 4 true statements. Which one is it going to be here, guys? Is it going to be crocodile facing right, crocodile facing left, or equals? What are we going for? A, B, or C? Talk to me in the chat. Mohammed Omar on the YouTube says B. Loads of people on the TikTok saying A, a few people saying D. We're always going to get a few trolls in the house. Guys, most people are saying A, and if you said A, you are correct. Congratulations. The reason that it's this one, guys, is because this is an inequality sign, which tells us that this number is bigger than this number. We can think of it as the crocodile faces the bigger number because the crocodile wants to eat the bigger number. Now, what about this option, guys? Put your answer in the chat for me. What's it going to be this time? Are we going to have it facing left, facing right, or are we going to have an equals? So B was the option. A was the option for that one. What about this one? How are we going to do it? Looking at the chat, most people are saying C. Most people are saying C. Let's have a look, guys. What's it going to be? Which way will it be facing? What we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to firstly simplify. We're going to do 4 plus 7 on the left-hand side. That's going to be 11. On the right-hand side, we're going to do 103 minus 92. That is also going to be 11. You can do that on your calculator. So we're going to have an equals there because the left-hand side is equal to our right-hand side. Congratulations to everybody who said C. Hopefully that makes sense if you went for a different one. Guys, now we're moving on to this one here. What's it going to be? Option A, B, or C is 2 squared, less than, greater than, or equal to 2 times by 2. Looking at the chat again, guys, we have the majority going with C, and if you said C, you were correct. Congratulations. This one would be an equal sign. Why is that? That's because 2 squared actually means 2 times by 2, so we could rewrite this left-hand side as 2 times by 2. In both cases, we're going to have 4. So that is our answer. Finally, guys, our last option, -3 and -5. What's it gonna be? Are we gonna have A, B, or C? Most people in the chat are going with B. Superb work. If you went for B, that is the correct answer. Now, why is this one B? This one is B because the left-hand side is greater than the right-hand side. Now, why is that? That's because this is more negative than this, therefore it is a smaller number. It's a little bit counterintuitive because we think that 5 is bigger than 3, but the fact that it has a negative in front of it just means that this is more negative than this, so in fact -3 is the bigger number. Guys, if you got that one, superb job. Moving on now to question number 11. I'm going to give you guys a bit of time to vote on this one as well. This time, can you put your answer in the chat as a number? And we will see if we can get it. Oh, Famalam Kuz, good to have you on the YouTube, my friend. Awesome of you to stop by. Quite a few people think that this one might be 23. Maddie thinks 23. LWO thinks 23. KZZV and Melissa also think 23. Guys, let's have a look at 11. Which says that P is equal to 7R plus 3Q and asks us to work out the value of P when R is equal to 5 and Q is equal to -4. What we're going to have to do, guys, is plug in R equals 5 and plug in Q equals -4. What are we going to get? We're going to get that P is equal to 7 times by R, which is 5. And then we're going to add to that 3 times by Q, which is -4. Guys, we can absolutely type this into our calculator, and we should, simplifying it by hand, just to show what's going on. 7 times by 5 is 35, plus 3 times -4. 3 times -4 is -12. We're adding a negative, so we just have the negative there. 35 minus 12, we go 12 places left on the number line, and we get 23 as our answer. Nicely done to Grace over on the YouTube. Nicely done to Finn. Nicely done to Alicia. Nicely done to Tasha. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot question 10 and 11. And then we're going to be moving on to question number 12. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 12. Here we only have 3 marks up for grabs. So again, guys, I'm not going to give you too long for these ones. Let's see. Looking at the chat, Melissa thinks it's 7 minutes. E's saying 38 minutes. Sean thinks it's 13 minutes. Princess thinks it's 7. Guys, let's have a look. Question number 12, only a 1 marker here. What's it going to be? This one says, here is part of a train timetable. We have trains from Brighton to London. We're told that Graham gets to the train station in Brighton at 7:15. Work out how many minutes he has to wait until 7:22. How many minutes, guys, from 15 minutes past 7 to 22 minutes past 7? Well, we can find the difference between 22 and 15. 22 minus 15, guys, is 7, giving us our answer of 7. Congratulations to anybody who got that. What about part B then? What's it going to be? This one says, work out how long it will take the 7:22 train to get to London. The Brighton train at 7:22 arrives in London at 9 o'clock. The train leaves at 7:22, arrives in London at 9 o'clock. How long, I should say, does it take to get from 7:22 to 9 o'clock? Well, to get from 7:22 to 8 o'clock, we have to add 38 minutes because there are 60 minutes in an hour. And to get from 22 to 60, we add 38. Now, to get from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, we add another 60 minutes because there's 60 minutes in an hour. Working out the time then, guys, we're going to do 38 plus 60, which is 98 minutes. If we wanted to, we could also write this in hours and minutes. It would be 1 hour and 38 minutes. Either one's going to be completely fine. 98 minutes or 1 hour and 38 minutes. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to be moving on to question 13. This one, guys, is definitely our hardest one yet. I'm expecting the number of people on the TikTok to probably decrease a bit with this question. There's 280 of us at the moment, and I think a few people might leave. Let's have a look. Are people going to stay? Are people going to leave? What about on the YouTube? Up to 9 people. That's pretty cool. Let's have a look. Ryan Silver said, if it only said minutes, would it be 38? I'm not sure quite what you mean by that one, but in total in minutes, it would be 98 minutes because we have the 1 hour, which is 60 minutes, plus the 38 minutes. Quite a few answers are being floated into the chat. Maddie thinks it's 10 centimeters. Hilda thinks it's 10 centimeters. Guys, I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. Zion also thinks it's 10 centimeters. Let's have a look. A couple of people think it might be 12. Guys, another 15 seconds now. And then I'm going to ask you to drop ready in the chat if you're ready. And we can talk about question number 13. The pace is high tonight. We are making some good progress already. Let's see. Ready in the chat when we're ready. 10 is by far the most popular answer. Let's have a look. Anybody ready for this one? Maddie's ready. Dazzling's ready. Everyone who's putting an answer is clearly ready. Let's have a look at question number 13. This one says, the diagram shows 9 identical squares inside a rectangle. The length of the rectangle is 12 centimeters. Work out the width of the rectangle. So this length over here is 12 centimeters. We want to work out the width, which actually, to be honest, looks more like the height, but we'll leave that out of it. So how are we going to work out the width? Well, we can work out that the width is going to be equal to how many lengths of our squares? Well, we can imagine that it would look like this. So our width is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. But we don't currently know the size of our squares or the widths of our squares, so we're going to have to work them out. We can work out how many squares wide, or long, I should say, our shape is. How many is it going to be? Well, we would effectively have a line up from there. We'd have another one there. We'd have another one there. And we'd have another one there. So we can see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide. We know that 6 of our squares are going to be equal to 12 centimeters. So we can do our 12 centimeters divided by our 6 squares. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So we now know that the dimensions of our squares are that they have a length of 2 centimeters. Working out our quote-unquote width then, which is more like our height, we're going to do 5 because we have 5 squares, times by 2 because each one has a width of 2. We're going to do 5 times by 2. 5 by 2, guys, is going to give us our answer of 10 centimeters. Guys, if you got that one, congratulations. I would say that's our hardest question yet. 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 14 and 15. We have 4 marks up for grabs in the second question and 1 mark in the first one. Daphne said, oh, that makes sense now. Guys, those are my favorite types of comments. I have to say, those are my favorite comments. My favorite comments are from the people who didn't understand it or didn't get it right initially, but after me explaining it, it made sense for them. Why are they the favorites? Because that's the sign of progress, guys. That's when people are really moving forwards. And at the end of the day, that is what we're here for. Guys, questions 14 and 15 on the screen. 5 marks up for grabs in total. Wolfie said it makes sense now. Awesome. AQSN said you actually make sense. Hey, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Guys, I'm like I say, I like those comments a lot. I like those comments a lot. Quite a few people coming in the chat with 2 to 1. Guys, let's have a look at question 14. This one says, write the ratio 4.5 to 2.25 in the form n to 1. So what we need to do, guys, is rewrite this ratio so that we have a 1 on the right-hand side. We start off with the ratio 4.5 to 2.25. How do we get from 2.25 parts to 1 part? Well, we have to divide it by 2.25. So if we want to keep our ratio the same, we're also going to have to divide our left side by 2.25. Guys, you can do that on your calculator. 4.5 divided by 2.25, that is going to be 2, giving us our answer of 2 to 1. Congratulations to anybody who got that one. I'm going to give you a little bit of time now for question number 15. We have 4 marks up for grabs here. Let's see what we can do. Again, even if you don't have the paper printed out for this, think about how you would do it, because this is a pretty important question, just because questions like this come up quite a lot. Hamza's already got an answer for this one. Thinks it's 3240. Anybody else agreeing? Anybody disagreeing? Let's see, guys. Let's see. Somebody thinking it's 2160. Somebody thinking it's 21,600. And I'm going to say, guys, make sure you read this one carefully. Make sure you read this one carefully. Quite a few answers now being floated into the chat. I'm going to give you guys another 30 seconds. And then I am going to go through it. Looking at the chat now, guys, if you have any questions, now is the time. Let's see. Okay, another 10 seconds. And then I am going to go through it. Just got a little bit of moderating to do. Just give me 2 seconds for that. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Guys, let's have a look at question number 15. This one says a garden is in the shape of a rectangle, which is 90 meters by 60 meters. Flowers are grown in 40% of the garden. The rest of the garden is grass. If 40% of the garden is flowers and the rest is grass, then we're going to have 60% of it being grass, because our percentages have to add to make 100. Now we need to work out the area of the garden that is grass. How are we going to do it? Well, we're going to work out the area of the total garden, which is going to be 60 times by 90. That's going to be the area of a rectangle. And then we need to find 60% of that. There's a couple of different ways we could do that. We could multiply it by 0.6. We could multiply it by 60 over 100. Either way is going to give us the same answer. We need to do 90 times by 60 times by 60 over 100. 60 times 90 is 5,400. Times 60 over 100, guys, we're going to get 3,200 240. And that is our answer to that one. Hey, Slicks, good to have you on, my friend. Nice to see quite a few more people joining on the YouTube. We're cruising at the moment at 330 on the TikTok, and we're up to 16 people on the YouTube. My goal by the end of GCSEs is to get up to 100 people at a time on the YouTube. I think that'd be awesome. A couple of people saying, why do you do 60%? The reason is because if 40% of the garden is flowers and the rest is grass, we're going to do 100% minus 40%, which is 60%, to find the percentage of the garden which is covered by grass. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Man, we're going to move on to question number 16. Guys, 5 marks up for grabs here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's have a look. Mostly short answer questions, so I'm not going to give you long at all. I'm just going to give you time to read this, get your head around it, and then I'm going to go through it. Guys, looking at the chat, Lil's Got Cheese said, oh, I get it now. That is a sweet, sweet sound of progress. Good to hear. Good to hear. Jimmy's VR said, I have the same calculator as you. How do I find the percentage on it? Because I can't find the button for it. I don't actually know where the button is on the calculator. But what you can do to go from a decimal to a percentage is just multiply by 100. Just multiply by 100. Or I think if you click format, no, it doesn't actually have it there. So yeah, you just times it by 100 to go from a decimal. Guys, question 16, I'm going to go through this one now. Let's have a look. I'm going to go through all of the parts just because this is a little bit wordy, and I know quite a few people kind of don't do these ones when I'm on the stream. Let's have a look. Question 16. 4 biased coins, A, B, C, and D, are thrown. The probability that each coin will land on heads is shown in the table. Which coin is least likely to land on heads? What we're going to have to do, guys, is convert all of these into a common format so that we can compare them. These two are already in decimals, so we're going to convert everything into decimals. 0.33, we can just write that out as 0.33. Then we have 0.033. 1 over 3, guys, to convert this into a decimal, we can put 1 over 3 into our calculator, and then we can click format, click decimal. We're going to get 0.3333, etc. 30%, guys, to convert that into a decimal, we divide it by 100. We're going to get 0.3. Now to compare these, we can put a couple of zeros on here and a 0 on here. Which is least likely to land on heads? It's going to be the number which is the smallest. The smallest probability, we can see that that goes with B because it has a 0 in the tenths column. So which coin is least likely? It's going to be coin B. Guys, if you got that one, superb work. What about part II? This one says which coin is most likely to land on heads. This time we need the largest probability, guys, and that is going to be 0.33333 because it has the same number in the tenths, the same number in the hundredths as this number here. Then we look to the next decimal place and it's got a 3, whereas the others have zeros. So we're going to have coin C as the most likely. What about Julie? Julie, she says the probability that coin C will land on heads is the same as the probability that coin C will land on tails. Is Julie correct? Guys, Julie is going to be incorrect. And the reason that Julie is incorrect is because the probability it lands on heads is 1 over 3. And to find the probability that it lands on tails, what we have to do is we have to do 1 minus the probability it lands on heads. So 1 minus a third, which is going to be 2 over 3. So the probabilities of heads and tails are different. We do 1 minus the probability of heads, and we get 2 over 3 for tails. Therefore, they are not the same. Guys, 16C, let's have a look at this one. This one says coin B is going to be thrown 4,000 times. Work out an estimate for the number of times that coin B will land on heads. To do this, guys, to calculate an expected frequency, what we have to do is we have to multiply the probability of coin B landing on heads, which is 0.033, by the number of times that it's thrown. 0.033 times by 4,000 Guys, we can type that into our calculator. Let me just do that. 0.033 times by 4,000. When we do that, we get 132, our expected number of heads. Guys, I'm going to have a very quick look at the chat. Any questions for these ones? Nice work, Zion, on the YouTube. Nice work, Hamza. Let's see. Shaima, less of that in the chat. 5 seconds to screenshot, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on to question 17. 4 marks up for grabs in this one. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time, and I'm also going to be answering any questions about that previous one. Guys, no worries, Shaima. It was actually quite funny, but, I can't say that kind of thing on the live, so I actually do like those comments, but I have to keep things. Clean. Okay, guys. Question 17. He thinks it might be 180. The goal, by the way, guys. Very interesting. A lot of people are wondering about the estimate there. Okay, let me explain that whilst you guys do question 17. So in the previous question, it did say to estimate the number of people. And some people are thinking, well, you didn't estimate it because you used the exact value of the probability, which was 0.033. To be honest, guys, that is an absolutely fantastic point. However, the reason that this is still an estimate is because we just assumed that probability was accurate. So the fact that it's an estimate actually comes from the fact that we're using that probability as opposed to coming from rounding. Now, if you did round and you did it that way, to be honest, you would also get the marks, or you should get the marks. So it's a great point that you raise. But the reason it's an estimate in this case is because we used the probability. We don't know if it's actually going to be 0.033 as a decimal of the times, if that makes sense. So we get it. We just assume that. Okay. Kanik said, yeah. Okay, cool. Guys, drop ready in the chat when you're ready for question 17. No worries at all. Great question. Really, really good question. Somebody's saying 163.7. Somebody's saying 180.9. We're going to be revealing the answer in a couple of seconds. Star is ready. Good to have you on again tonight, Star. Awesome. Guys, question 17. Let's have a look at this one. Question 17 says there are 84 calories in 100 grams of banana. There are 87 calories in 100 grams of yogurt. Pretty has 60 grams of banana and 150 grams of yogurt for breakfast. Work out the total number of calories in this breakfast. There are a few different ways to do this, guys, but the quickest way is going to be to work out what fraction of 100 grams of banana we have. We have 60 grams out of 100 grams as a fraction. So we have 60, let me go back to my blue color. So we have 60 over 100 lots of our 84 calories. So we can do 60 over 100 times by 84 to work out the number of calories from the banana. What about the yogurt? Well, this time we have 150 grams of yogurt. So as a fraction of that recipe, essentially, we have 150 100ths. We can times that by 87, the number of calories in 100 grams of yogurt. So that's the fraction of the recipe that we have times by the calories in the recipe. This is something we can type into our calculator, guys. When I type that in, what am I going to get? Let me just do that now. I'm going to get 180.9 as my answer. Guys, if you got that one, superb work. Nicely done, Hamza. Nicely done to anybody else who got that one. 180.9 is going to be our answer. Great work, Maddie. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 18. 4 marks again up for grabs here. This one's a pretty tricky question. I will explain this one in quite a bit of detail because it will trip a lot of people up. Any questions for that previous one? Let me know now. Elliot said, should you not round it? You don't have to round it in that previous case. We have a calculator at the end of the day, so we don't need to round it unless they tell us to. And previously they didn't. Zion said, I get it now. Hey, that's great to hear, great to hear. Ahmad said, sir, my friend Umar is apologizing and requesting you to remove his timeout. I can't actually remove the timeout whilst I'm live, I don't think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't remove the timeout whilst I'm live. So it will be gone by tomorrow. So I did a 24-hour timeout just for messing around in the chat. But the timeout will be gone for tomorrow. So by tomorrow's stream, we'll be back on it. Tell him if he really wants to rejoin, he can sign into a different YouTube account and it will work that way. Because at the end of the day, if he's apologizing and he didn't mean it, that's okay. He can come back in. Hey, Mary B, good to have you on the YouTube live again. Josh says hello. Good to have you, Josh. Said I'm here even though I do higher. I'm trying so hard for my maths paper 2 and paper 3. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys are in that position. I'm considering, guys, I'm considering going live twice a day over half term. The only problem is, if I were to do that, it's going to take a lot of time, and I would potentially have to charge for some of the sessions, only a small amount, like a couple of pounds or something, just because then I'm going live even more. So I can do like 2 hours a day for free, but then because it's going to eat into the other time where I do the stuff where I normally get paid, if I'm going to go live 4 hours a day, I would have to charge like £2 or something for the live streams. If that's something you guys want me to do, if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Or would you rather me just stick at 2 hours and keep everything free? Because I could do like one higher and one foundation a day where one's free and one's paid for or something. One's like two, and I'd only charge like £2 or something. It just means that I will actually be able to make it sustainable. Because at the moment, I don't charge for anything. I don't charge for anything, and that's kind of sustainable for 2 hours a day. But for 4 hours a day, that would be a bit crazy, to be honest. So, well, I mean, I just wouldn't be able to do it because I'd have to stop doing other things to make it work. So, yeah. Dominic Smith said, how would we pay? I'm not sure, to be honest. I'd find a way to set it up. A couple of people are saying 2 hours. I think there's something that you can use. Anyway, I'll figure that out. That's for me to worry about, not you guys. But my intentions, at least for the moment, is to keep everything free. Guys, question 18. Drop ready in the chat when you're ready. And we will talk about question 18. Quite a lot going on in this one. Let's see. Sohail says Crowdcast. Yeah, that's probably what I would use. Okay, Robbie's ready. Percy's ready. Guys, pay special attention for this one because I'm going to slow down a bit for this and explain it in a lot of detail because this is an important question. Let's have a look. Question 18. This one says that Machine A and Machine B both make car parts. Machine A makes 6 parts every 10 minutes. Machine B makes 13 parts every 15 minutes. On Monday, Machine A makes parts for 12 hours and Machine B makes parts for 10 hours. Work out the total number of parts made by the 2 machines on Monday. We're going to start off, guys, by working with Machine A. Now, what do we know about Machine A? We know that Machine A makes 6 parts every 10 minutes. So 6 every 10 minutes. Now we need to convert this effectively into 12 hours to work out how many it makes in 12 hours. I didn't write that 10 in there, did I? So 6 every 10 minutes. The first thing we're going to do to go from our 10 minutes to 60 mins is we're going to times by 6 because there's 6 lots of 10 minutes in 1 hour. So we're going to do 6 times by 6, which is 36 per hour. And then to work out the amount in 12 hours, we're going to do 12 times by 36, which I'm pretty sure is going to be 412 maybe. That was a little bit quick. Let me check that. Okay, 432. I was getting a bit too quick there. So yeah, 432. And then what are we going to do? We're going to work with Machine B. So that's for 12 hours. The reason we times by 6 was because there was 6 lots of 10 minutes in 1 hour. What about Machine B, guys? Machine B. Machine B makes 13 every 15 minutes. First thing we're going to do is convert this into hours. Well, there are going to be 4 lots of 15 minutes in 1 hour. So to go from 15 minutes to an hour, we're going to do 13 times by 4, which is going to be 52, which is going to be 52. Let me just double check that to check no silly mistakes. Yeah, perfect, 52 per hour. And then we're going to go from this, guys, to 10 hours because machine B is active for 10 hours. So we're going to do 52 times by 10 to go from 1 hour to 10 hours. We're going to get 520 per 10 hours. Final step, guys, we're going to add together machine A and machine B. We're going to do our 432 plus our 520. And that's going to be 952 in total as our answer. Guys, if you got that one, superb job. I think there's quite a few confused people. Why did we do times 6? Because there's 6 lots of 10 mins in 1 hour. And why did we do times 4? Because there's 4 lots of 15 mins in 1 hour. Hopefully that explains where the 6 and that 4 comes from. Let's have a look. Nicely done, Zion. Superb. Summer says this actually makes sense now. Thank you. Hey, my pleasure. Sweet, sweet sign of progress. Good work, Summer. Juice says, oh, yeah. Percy said, have you done a higher paper today? Nope. I alternate at the moment between higher and foundation. Today's a foundation. Yesterday was higher. Tomorrow's going to be higher. I kind of switched day by day. A couple of people are saying it makes sense now. Superb. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move on. And guys, question 19. This is another one that I've done for you just because you need the paper printed out. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 20. Even though this one looks like you need the paper printed off, you can just draw the number line out. So don't use that as an excuse, guys. Alex Torelli says, if I didn't do that well on paper 1, do you think there's still a chance of catching up on the on the 2 calculator papers? Alex, definitely is the answer to that question. If I had £1 for every time I've been asked that, I would be a very rich man. Yeah, you can definitely pull it back. The grade boundaries based on paper 1 are going to be pretty low. A lot of people think that they didn't do as well as they've been doing in their mocks and stuff and in their practice, past papers and whatever. So the answer is definitely, guys, however poorly you think you did on paper 1, you can definitely still pull things back with papers 2 and 3. And I'm not just saying that to be Mr. Positive. You can definitely still pull it back. There's no question at all. Lil's Got Cheese said, I am switching to YouTube. It will be on my main account as TikTok is glitching. Hey, no worries at all, no worries at all. Hopefully most people's TikToks are running smoothly. Guys, can you let me know in the chat, is everything smooth on the TikTok? Can you just say smooth or glitchy? And then I'll go through question 20, part A and part B. We are running at a crazy pace today. We're doing very well. And Varo says smooth. Charlotte says smooth. Thank you to everybody who replied to that. It really helps me a lot when you guys reply when I ask questions. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Shark. Thank you, user. Guys, thank you very much, guys. Guys. I say that a lot, don't I? Question 20A. Let's have a look. This one says, solve 14n is greater than 11n plus 6. When it comes to solving an inequality like this one, guys, what we have to do is we have to treat it exactly how we treat a regular equation. So we're going to start off by moving our 11n to the left-hand side. So we're going to minus 11n from both sides of our equation. We're going to get 3n is greater than 6. Then to move the 3 to the other side of the equation, at the moment we're multiplying n by 3, so we divide both sides by 3. And when we do that, what do we get? We get n is greater than 6 divided by 3 is 2, giving us our answer of n is greater than 2. Nicely done, Blobfish. Nicely done, Sama. Nicely done to anybody who got that one. What about 20b, guys? This one says, on the number line below, show the set of values of x for which negative 2 is less than x plus 3, which is less than or equal to 4. Guys, there are a lot of lessons in this one, so listen super carefully. When we have a compound inequality like this, with two inequality signs, the first thing we have to do is we have to solve it. And what that means is to get the x on its own. What's preventing the x from being on its own at the moment? It's having a 3 added to it. So we're going to subtract 3 from all 3 parts of our inequality. On the left-hand side, we have minus 2 minus 3, which is minus 5. In the middle, the plus 3 and the minus 3 cancel out. And on the right-hand side, we're going to have 4 minus 3, which is 1. So we've now solved this inequality. We get negative 5 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 1. Now we have to put that on our number line. How do we put it on our number line? What we do is we draw a hollow circle above our negative 5, and we draw a filled-in circle above our 1. So a hollow circle above our negative 5 and a filled-in circle above our 1. Why one hollow and one filled in? We do this one hollow to represent the fact that negative 5 is not actually included in our inequality, and this one filled in because 1 is actually included. Final step, guys, we draw a line between these two, and that gives us our answer. A couple of people always ask, a good way to remember that this is the filled in one and this is the hollow one. I always like to say that this has more ink on the page, so it goes with more ink on the page. This has less ink on the page because it has one less line than this one, so it goes with less ink on the page over here. Guys, hit me with any questions. Talk to me in the chat. Bethany Jeffrey says, what was 20? My TikTok was glitchy. Hey, I can go back to 20 at the end. Oh, actually, this is 20. This is 20. So yeah, you can screenshot this one. 19 you meant. Yeah, I can go back at the end. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move on to the next question, guys. This is another one that I've done for you because you need the paper printed off. Just to summarize, what you have to do for this is you have to draw a table of values for x and y, sub your values of x in to your equation, then you can plot your points, then you can join them with a straight line. You can also do this using y equals mx plus c. I normally do it using y equals mx plus c, which is why I did it with the table method here. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to screenshot this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on to question 22. Quite a good question here, guys. I'm going to be giving you a couple of minutes. Princess says 3 marks for that. Yeah, good work. Okay, Beth. You said, well, I'm Lil's Got Cheese, so yeah. Do you prefer being called Lil's Got Cheese, or do you prefer being called Beth? Because I'll go with whichever one you prefer. Shan says, hasta luego. Maybe that means that we're getting to the difficult part of the paper. Guys, there are 29 questions in today's paper. We're going to be finishing a fair bit before 7 o'clock. So I'm going to take the opportunity at the end of today's session to do a little bit of a Q&A. I'm also going to try and push the YouTube a little bit, see how many people we can get over there. 15 of us at the moment over on the YouTube, 170 of us on the TikTok. Hopefully a few people are going to come over to the YouTube. I'm trying to push it because there's a lot of content going up on the YouTube at the moment, which isn't going up on the TikTok. So quite a few people think that this one... okay, Lils for sure. Yeah, I'll go with Lils. Okay, if I can remember. Sometimes I might accidentally say Beth, just because I'm reading the names out, but I'll try and remember Lils. A couple of people are asking what the YouTube channel is called. The YouTube channel is just called My GCSE Maths. It's the one above there. You can also find it in the link in my bio. Guys, question 22, part I and II. Let's have a look at these. A lot of people are saying good luck for English tomorrow. Guys, I would like to echo that. A massive good luck for English tomorrow. English literature is a nasty subject, in my opinion. It is, it's nasty on the revision front. Guys, question 22, let's have a look. It says Hannah is planning a day trip for 195 students. She asks a sample of 30 students where they want to go. Each student chooses one place. The table shows information about her results. Work out how many of the 195 students you think will want to go to the theme park. What we have to do here, guys, is we have to work out the relative frequency of the students going to the theme park. Based on our sample of 30 students, how many students went to the theme park? 10. So we can estimate that the probability that a student chosen at random wants to go to the theme park is 10 over 30. Why? Because 10 out of 30 of our sample chose the theme park. Now, to scale this up and apply it to our 195 students, we're going to multiply this, which is our relative frequency, by 195, 1/3 of 195. Guys, that is going to be 65 as our answer. To anybody who got that one, superb work. We did the fraction of the students in our sample who chose theme park times by our total number of students. Part II says, state any assumption you made and explain how this might affect your answer. Guys, the key word here is going to be representative. So the thing that we've assumed is that we've assumed that the 30 students are representative of or represent the 195 students accurately. In reality, guys, we don't know if these 30 students are going to accurately represent the 195 students. We might happen to have chosen a bunch of students who really like going to the theme park. We might happen to have chosen a bunch of students who don't really like going to the theme park. So, yeah, that's going to be the answer to that one. We've assumed that the 30 students we've chosen accurately represent the 195 students. How might it affect your answer to that part? You just need to say that it would be biased if it wasn't actually this way. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guys, question 23 on the screen. 4 marks up for grabs again in this one. I'm going to start to slow the pace down, I think, a bit towards the end of this paper. Question 23. Slick said, I did a different way and got the same answer. Hey, there are a few different ways you could do that previous one. As long as you got the same answer of 65, then you're going to be all good, mate. You're going to be all good. A few less people now watching on the TikTok. So it's going to be a good opportunity to ask any questions if you have them. Lils said, volume of a cuboid. Yep, Lils, you are exactly right. We're going to start off by working out the volume of the cuboid. Sama says they got scared. Yep, I think so. We are now in the higher overlap portion. So all of the questions going forward could also come up in a higher paper. Just give me a couple of seconds, guys. Okay, couple more moments for question number 23. And then we'll go through the answer. Question number 23. Sorry, guys. I just had a little bit of moderating to do. A couple of people trying to mess up the chat. None of that over here. Some people think that the answer to this one might be 8 cups. A couple of people are thinking that it might be 9 cups. Guys, drop ready in the chat when you're ready for this one. And we will talk about it. Question number 23. Chloe is ready. Princess is ready. Anybody else ready? A couple of people thinking it might be 8 cups. Guys, let's have a look at question number 23. This one says that a container is in the shape of a cuboid. We're told that the container is 2/3 full of water. We're told that a cup holds 275 milliliters of water. We're asked what is the greatest number of cups that can be completely filled with water from the container. Guys, we're going to have to start off by working out the volume of our cuboid. To work out the volume of a cuboid, we do the base times the width times the height. We do 30 times by 6 times by 19. Guys, I'm going to do that on the calculator. 30 times 6 times 19, that's going to be 3,420. However, we're told in the question that the cuboid is not completely full of water. It's only 2/3 full. So we're going to do 2/3 times by our 3,420. Again, I may as well get the calculator out for that one. 3,420 times by fraction 2/3. Guys, we're going to get 2,280 as the capacity, or the amount of water, I should say, that is in the cuboid. We're told that a cup holds 275 milliliters, and we're asked to work out the greatest number of cups that can be completely filled. So we're going to do the amount of water that we have, 2,280 milliliters, divided by the amount of water in each cup, 275, and that is going to tell us the amount of cups that we can fill. 2280 divided by 275, guys, that is going to give us 8.29 to 2 decimal places. What does that mean? That means that 8 cups can be completely filled. We can actually fill 8.29 cups, but the question wants to know how many can be completely filled, so we just knock this 0.29 off the end, and we can see that 8 cups are completely filled. Guys, if you got that one, superb work. 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 24 and 25. 4 marks up for grabs here, guys. I'm going to give you about 2.5, maybe 3 minutes for these. Let's have a look. 12 others watching over on the YouTube, which is cool. And it's quite interesting. On one place, it says that we have 16 people on the YouTube. On another place, it says that we have 12. That's quite interesting that in different places, it's telling me different things. Slick said, I ran out of paper. Hey, Slicks, go run, get some more paper, get some more paper. Find the notebook, find your maths book. Lil says, Trig, and then Sokar Toa, you are exactly right. We are going to be using Trig. We are going to be using Sokar Toa. Star says, Sokar Toa. Yeah, you're exactly right. Guys, let's have a look. Question number 24. What's it going to be? Question 24 says that ABC is a right-angled triangle, and we're asked to calculate the length of AB. We're asked to give our answer correct to 2 decimal places. Guys, we see a right-angled triangle. We're given an angle and a side length, and we want to work out the size of side length X, or AB, I should say. I'm going to call it X. So we're going to be using Sokar Toa. Step number 1, we write out Sokar Toa. Step number 2, we label our side lengths. Opposite our angle, we have our opposite side. Opposite our right angle, we have our hypotenuse. Our other side is our adjacent. In this question, we want to find our opposite, and we have our hypotenuse. So we're going to be using SO. That's the one that has the opposite and the hypotenuse in it. What does SO actually tell us? It tells us that sine of our angle, we call it theta, is equal to our opposite side divided by our hypotenuse. In this case, we have sine, our angle is 38. Our opposite side length is x, that's the one we're trying to find, and our hypotenuse is 16. Now, guys, to find the value of x, we're going to have to get it on its own in this equation. So we move the 16 to the other side. At the moment, we're dividing by 16, so we times both sides by 16. We get 16 times sine 38 equals x. 16 times sine 38, guys, what's it going to be? It's going to be 9.85 to 2 decimal places. The number after that would have been a 0, so we round down. We get 9.85. Guys, if you got that one, superb work. Let's see. Star said 16 sine 38, good work. M said 9.85, superb. Zion said, what is the angle? It's not clear. Sorry about that. It's 38 degrees. It's 38 degrees. I didn't see your comment quickly enough. A couple of people saying, how did you get 9.85? We just rounded to 2dp. On the calculator, it would have been 9.8505, etc. This is a 0, so we round down to 2dp. We just get 9.85. Guys, question 25. Drop ready in the chat when you're ready for this one. This is a pretty nasty one, I would say. Pretty nasty one. Slick said, I have no more notebooks or anything, lol. Hey, okay, maybe just try and do it in your mind and follow along as best you can. Maybe it's time for you to relax a bit, mate. Did you watch the F1 today? Let me know, because I think you said you're into the F1, right? Soma says, okay. Quite a few people saying ready. Let's have a look. I think I just missed a fair bit in the chat. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Question number 25, what's it going to be? This one says that Sally uses her calculator to work out the value of a number x. The answer on her calculator display began 8.3. Complete the error interval for y. What we have here, guys, is effectively an error intervals for truncated decimals question. This decimal has effectively been truncated because we've just chopped off everything after the 3. Our error interval is going to tell us the smallest possible that our value could have been and the largest possible that our value could have been. What's the smallest possible number that after we chop off the end gives us 8.3? Well, it would just be 8.3. That would be the smallest possible thing that when we chop off the end gives us 8.3. What about the biggest number, that would, when we chop off the end, give us 8.3? Well, it would be 8.399999, which goes on forever. So if it was less than or equal to 8.399999, and we just had the less than sign instead, we would just say that it's less than 8.4. So if it was less than or equal to, this would be our value, 8.399999, because that's the biggest number that when we chop off the end would give us 8.3. But because we don't actually include the number in our interval, and it's not very practical to write out all of our decimals, we just say less than 8.4. Guys, this one is tripping up a lot of people in the chat. You know how I said it was a nasty question? Yeah, this tripped a lot of people up. Now, why is it this way instead of what a lot of you would have thought it was? A lot of you would have thought it was this. The reason that it's not this is because we haven't rounded our number to one decimal place. What we've done is we've truncated our number, chopping off the end, which essentially leads to a different situation. Guys, for everybody who put this one, if you're interested in learning why it's this way, either you can rewatch the recording, which is going to be posted straight to YouTube under the live tab, or I have a couple of TikToks, which you can just search for, which explain the difference between error intervals for truncated decimals and error intervals for rounded decimals. Quite a few people saying it makes sense now. Hey, that's really, really good to hear. Chloe said you explained it well. Hey, that's good to hear. Nice, Chloe. I know a lot of people are still going to be struggling with this one. Guys, don't let it stress you out too much. To be honest, this one doesn't come up too often. 5 seconds to screenshot this page, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to move on to question 26 and question 27. After this, guys, we actually only have 2 questions remaining. I'm pretty sure there's only 29 questions in the paper. Yep, only 29 questions. 6 marks on this page. We have 5 marks on the next. 11 marks in total. And then we are done. Another day, I should say, and another past paper. Slick said, I can't believe Hamilton this season. Yeah, he's been poor, hasn't he? I think it's got to his head a little bit. I think now that he's blaming the car, I don't know, it puts him in a tricky situation. Lil said, I always find that the calculator papers are harder than non-calc. Yeah, some people definitely prefer calculator. Some people definitely prefer non-calculator. It kind of comes down to personal preference, but I can see why you would find calculator more difficult. Alex says Lando is on fire. Yeah, Lando is on fire. He's been a dark horse for years, to be honest. He's been a dark horse for years. He's always quiet, isn't he? He's kind of quiet, sitting in the background, but he's got a bit, to be fair. He's got a bit. Couple more moments for this one, guys. 4 marks up for grabs here. I'm going to give you another 30 seconds or so. And then I'm going to go through it. This is another one which is pretty important because I think questions like this are quite likely in your paper 2 and 3. Well, not I think they are quite likely. And there's a lot of different concepts covered in this one. It's a tricky question, don't get me wrong. A lot of people, I think there's a lot of new people on this evening, have been asking me about my GCSE and A-level results. In my GCSEs, I got 11 A stars. And then in my A-levels, I got 3 A stars. And I did maths and further maths. A lot of people always ask that afterwards, if I did A-level maths or further maths or whatever. So, yeah. Looking at the chat now, guys. Hamza thinks it's 168. Somebody else thinking it might be 84. Somebody else thinking it might be 280. Guys, a lot of different answers. Thank you for the kind words in the chat, by the way. Guys, drop ready in the chat when you're ready for me. Slick said, I was so hyped when Lando won in Miami. That was crazy, wasn't it? I love that. I'm a bit of a McLaren fan, I gotta say. So, Princess is ready. Guys, let's have a look. Question number 26. What's it gonna be? This one says 300. And guys, actually, before I say this, let me just say, listen really carefully to this one. I'm gonna take it step by step. There's a little kind of difficult part of this, but hopefully I'll make it clear. I want to know after this, by the way, in the chat, if you didn't get this and now it makes sense, please let me know in the chat because this is a good question for that. Question 26. 360 pounds is shared between Abby, Ben, Chloe, and Dinesh. The ratio of the amount that Abby gets compared to Ben is 2:7. Chloe and Dinesh each get 1.5 times the amount that Abby gets. Work out the amount of money that Ben gets. What we're going to have to do, guys, is we're going to have to start off by writing out our ratio Abby to Ben to Chloe to Dinesh. Now, we know that the ratio of Abby to Ben is 2:7, so we can write that one in. But how are we going to work out the number of parts in our ratio for Chloe and Dinesh? Well, all that we know from the question is that Chloe and Dinesh get 1.5 times as much as Abby gets. Well, we know that Abby gets 2 parts. So to work out the number of parts for Chloe and Dinesh, we can do 1.5 times Abby's number of parts, which is 2. So we can do 1.5 times by 2, which is 3. And you can do that on your calculator. So we have 3 parts for Chloe and 3 parts for Dinesh. Where do we go from here, guys? Well, from here, we're going to work out the size of 1 part of our ratio. Then we're going to work out the size of 7 parts to know how much Ben gets. Working out the size of 1 part, we're going to work out our total number of parts, 2 plus 7 plus 3 plus 3. That's going to be 15. And then to work out the size of 1 part, guys, we're going to do our 360 pounds split between our 15 parts. 360 divided by 15. And that, guys, is going to be 24, I think. 360 divided by 15, yep, 24. So we know now that 1 part is equal to 24 pounds. Working out the total number, or the total amount of money, I should say, that Ben has. Well, Ben has 7 parts, and there's 24 pounds per part. So we can do 7 times by 24, which is going to be 168. Just give me a sec to check. Yeah, beautiful. 168. So, guys, 168 is our answer to that one. Nicely done, Enviro. Nicely done, M. Nicely done, Hamza. Guys, if you got that one, superb job. Pretty tricky question there. Let me know in the chat. Did that one make sense? M, thank you, said I understand it now. That was a comment I was looking for. Guys, who didn't get this but understands it now? Sweepo said yes. I think that means you got it. Good work. Lucy said, I actually get it now. Thanks. Hey, that's the sound of progress. Well done, Lucy. Well done, Lauren. Guys, who understands that one now after we explain it? Darcy says, I get it now. Star says, I get this, I think now. Maddie said, I get it now. Hey, guys, thank you very much for replying when I asked you to say that. Zan said, yep, I do now. Jonathan Pagel said, yep, I get it now. Arabic writing, unfortunately can't read that, says, yep, I get it now. Daphne says, get it now. Hey, guys, superb job. Superb job. Aaron said, why do I only understand this now when I'm 20? Hey, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. So, guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to come down to question 27. 2 marks up for grabs here. Our standard form questions. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds for this one, and then I'm going to go through it. Superb work on that last one, guys. That was the sound of progress. You're putting in the work. And it's going to pay off, or it is paying off in real time. It's paying off in real time if you're understanding things now. Question 27. Let's have a look at this one. A couple of people asking what standard form means. I'm going to give you a quick reminder before I go through it. To write a number in standard form, guys, you write it as a number between 1 and 10. Times by 10 to some power. So you write it as a number between 1 and 10 times by 10 to some power. Another 15 seconds for you guys now, and then I'm going to go through it. Question 27A and 27B. Okay. Guys, let's have a look. I'll go through it now. Ayub says the power is -3. Yeah, you might be right. Let's have a look. Question 27A, guys, says write 0.00562 in standard form. Writing this as a number between 1 and 10, guys, we're going to get rid of our zeros and put the decimal point between the 5 and the 6, so we get 5.62. Then the question becomes, how many places did we move that decimal point when we went from our original number to 5.62? We moved it 1, 2, 3 places, and we moved it 3 places to the right, so our power is going to be -3. You can also think about a little bit of a quick way of doing this, as because there are 3 zeros in the number, the power is -3. That's always going to work when it goes to converting from a number not in standard form to a number in standard form. When you have a very small number, the power is negative, and because you have 3 zeros, the power is -3. Question 27B, guys. This one says, write 1.452 times by 10 to the 3 as an ordinary number. To be honest, guys, you could actually just type this into your calculator. 1.452 times 10 to the 3 is going to be 1,452. We move our decimal point 3 places, but yeah, you could just type that one into your calculator, guys. Nicely done, Star. Nicely done, Tassia. Nicely done, Charlie. Nicely done, Bethany. Nicely done, Zion. Superb work to everybody who got that one. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this whole page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to be moving on to question 28 and 29. I'll leave this entire page on the screen. These guys are the final 2 questions of the day. Final 2 questions of the day. Chloe said you'd think that would be on a non-calculator paper. Yeah, I completely agree. Because you could just type it in, right? Sorry, Lil, sorry. I will say it a few times, but then it will stick. Because Slicks as well. Slicks had a similar thing. He had his name on the YouTube and Slicks on the TikTok. And it took me a while to get used to swapping the name in my mind, but don't worry, I'll get used to it. Okay. Question 28. And it's quite nice today, guys. We're actually finishing 40 minutes early. And I am going to be live until 7 o'clock, which means we're going to have a nice 40-minute period for Q&A. Nice 40-minute period for Q&A, which is going to be pretty cool. M says 21 and 28. Guys, drop ready in the chat when you're ready for this one. I will think it's 24 and 39. Guys, question number 28. Let's have a look. Question 28. Here are the first 5 terms of a Fibonacci sequence. Write down the next 2 terms of the sequence. Guys, a Fibonacci sequence is going to be a sequence where to get the next term in the sequence, we add the previous two. So we can say, or we can see that 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 6 is 9. 6 plus 9 is 15. So to get our next two terms, we're going to do 9 plus 15, which is 24. And then we're going to do 15 plus 24, which is 39. So they're going to be our next two terms, 24 and 39. We add together the previous two terms. Question 28. Next part, part B. It says the first three terms of a different Fibonacci sequence are A, and 2A. Find the sixth term of this sequence. What we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to use exactly the same method. However, in this case, we're going to have to do this algebraically. It doesn't change though. We're still going to do our previous two terms added together to get the next term. In this case, we can see that A plus A is 2A. To get our next term, we're going to do A plus 2A, which is 3A. Then to get our next term, we're going to do 2A plus 3A, which is going to be 5A. Then to get our next term, we're going to do 3A plus 5A, which is going to be 8A. And that is going to be our sixth term. We have our first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth terms. So our sixth term, guys, is going to be 8A. Congratulations to anybody who got that. If you didn't understand those ones, consider revising for the Fibonacci sequence. Basically, we just have to add together the previous two terms to get the next term. Okay, final question of the day, question 29. And then if you're a regular here, you know what we do. We always finish with a little bit of a party. And to anybody who's new around here, I'll explain just what that means. Nicely done, Zion, got 8A. Lil says party, exactly. And guys, I'm going to encourage as many of you as possible. There's 200 of us watching on the TikTok. If you're like at your desk or something, or by a computer, consider joining on the YouTube, just because the party goes off there. Ruben Fernandez said emoji party. Come on, you are exactly right. Hey, that's good to hear, Starter. I love these lives. Hey, that's that's great to hear. Great to hear. It's been nice having you on because you join pretty regularly and you're always bringing good energy to the chat. So yeah, I appreciate that. Bex said, whoop, whoop. Collie Louise said, loving the YouTube. Hey, nice. I'm hoping for a big party on the YouTube today because there's not as many of you, but the YouTube emojis look really cool when they get spammed in the chat. So that's why it looks good. Get locked and loaded with your emojis. Guys, question 29A. Let's have a look. A lot of people are dropping an answer in the chat. How are we going to do this one? 29A. Or 29 in general, says that A is the vector 4, 5, B is the vector 3, 2, and we're asked to work out A minus 2B as a column vector. Guys, we're going to treat this a little bit like a bracket, or brackets, I should say. What are we going to do? We're going to write out our vector A. That is going to be 4 on the top and 5 on the bottom, and we're going to take away 2 lots of the vector 3, 2. Step number 1, guys, we're going to simplify this vector on the right. 2 times by the vector 3, 2. We're going to do 2 times the top number and 2 times the bottom number. So we're going to have 4, 5 minus 2 times by 3 is 6. 2 times by 2 is 4. So we have 4, 5 minus 6, 4. Final step, we're going to do our top number minus our top number and our bottom number minus our bottom number. 4 takes 6, guys. That's going to be minus 2. And 5 subtract 4, guys. That is going to be 1, giving us our final answer of minus 2, 1. Congratulations in the chat if you got that. Lil's good work. Hamza good work. Darcy good work. Anybody who got that, superb work. Tricky one to end the day. Good work Enviro. Good work Ayub. Maddie says party. Star says, oh, I understand this now. Princess says party time. You guys are exactly right. And I can see that the number has gone up on the YouTube. We have 16 of us. So guys, today's, actually 5 seconds to screenshot before I announce the official start of the party. 5 seconds to screenshot this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And guys, we are now finished. Another day, another past paper. Hamza says party. Guys, congratulations. Another day has passed and another past paper is complete. For anybody who's new, what's the party? The party is where we spam the chat full of as many emojis as we can. Daphne's partying, Princess is partying, Chloe's partying, got the disco dancer emoji out. Oh, that's the best one I've seen yet. The combination of the disco dancer, the tango dancer, and the lightning emoji, that is different levels. That is different levels. Guys, get creative in the chat. Come up with some cool emojis. Morgan's clapping. Chloe, that's a good combination. People are going to struggle to beat that. Over on the YouTube, we have Noah partying. We have Bex partying, got the tomatoes out. Hamza's got the explosions and the shooting stars out. Leanne's partying. Slicks is partying. Guys, superb work. Star says, cheers, guys. Evie's partying. Superb, superb work. Mahima's waving. Leanna's got, what emoji is that? Is that shooting star? What is that? Bex has got the cat emoji out. Guys, good work. Six has got the fire emoji out. Shahinda's partying. Mahima's got those big smiley face emojis out. Superb, superb work. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look at the back at the TikTok. Morgan's got a combination of the tango dancing and the disco dancing. That's a nice little combination. B2's partying. Roz UK's got the peace signs out. Daphne's got the shooting star. That's another nice emoji. Jotaro's got the disco ball and the disco dancer. It's another good combination. Guys, superb work. Bex, don't worry. I am going to answer your question in about 5 minutes. I'm going to start the Q&A, okay? Don't worry. I will answer your question. Sorry, I'm just taking a moment for a bit of self-appreciation because you guys have put in another fantastic shift. Brooklyn Space says, I need cake. Yep. Evie said, what time do you come on live and when? Every single day, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Every single day, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Nice to see that 21 of us have joined the YouTube. Gabrielle's partying as well. Guys, I'm going to quickly give a little bit of, how do I say this? I'm going to quickly give a few words. Guys, 2 weeks of exams complete. It's Sunday evening. It's super sunny outside. Despite this, you're putting in the work. You've just done another past paper. Tomorrow is English literature, paper 2, I believe. It's a difficult exam. You have poetry. You have, I think, maybe Shakespeare in this one. I'm not sure, to be honest, off the top of my head. Guys, exam week 3 is going to be long. It's going to be tiring. However, on the other side of it, what do you have? You have a nice break. You have half term. So what you need to do is you need to dig deep. You need to put your feet in the dirt. And this is where you show your determination. This is where you show your grit. Now, if you're on this live stream at the moment, what it means is that you're not short of any grit. You're putting in the work. You're focusing. You're doing what needs to be done to get the grades you deserve. So to be honest, you guys don't need a speech about grit and determination. However, I want to say it anyway, just because you do need to take a little bit of time to appreciate the work you're putting in. Guys, it's not easy to do what you're doing. It's really not easy. Chloe, you're very welcome. Thank you for being a great member of the community. Let's have a look. Lil said, God, I remember Inspector Calls back in high school. Yep. Slick said, good luck with all your exams. Thank you very much, Slicks. That's good to hear. Darcy said, appreciate you helping with maths. Hey, my pleasure, Darcy. My pleasure. Guys, I'm going to now take half an hour to do a little bit of a chilled out Q&A. I'm going to do a little bit of a chilled out Q&A. I'm going to quickly remind people about the giveaway from MME. That's going to take like 2 minutes. And then, guys, I'm going to do a Q&A. I'm going to be here till 7 o'clock. So any questions that you have, awesome. I know a lot of you guys might be heading off to do other revision. That's completely cool. It is 6:30. If you've been revising a lot today, now might be the time to hang up the boots and to chill for a bit. Maybe it's time to have a nice half an hour break after doing the live stream. And we're just going to have a bit of a chilled out session. 100 of us on the TikTok. 17 of us on the YouTube. Nice community. You guys can ask any questions that you have. Ibby says, who won the giveaway yesterday? Yep, I'll go through that now. So, plan for the next half an hour, guys, is 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. I'm going to talk about the giveaway. Everything's completely free to do with the giveaway, so you don't need to leave in for that kind of reason. So yeah, I'll talk about that. How you can be in with a chance of winning the predicted papers. Also talk about the winners from last night. Then the Q&A is going to begin. So the giveaway, guys, this is what you have to do to be in with a chance of winning. Very kindly, MME Premium has sponsored today's live stream. I'm very proud to say that they've sponsored. Basically, guys, MME Premium is a great revision platform for GCSE Science, GCSE English, and GCSE Maths. A lot of people have been DMing me, asking me the best way to revise when they don't want to go through past papers, and specifically, they want to revise for particular topics. This, guys, is the best platform that I've found for revising for specific topics, and I've managed to hook you guys up with a discount code MGM50, and that gets you 50% off. So the first month is just £9.99. You can tell your parents it's the price of a couple of coffees. You can say it's the price of a couple of meal deals or whatever. It might help persuade them. So if you want to revise for specific topics, that's going to be a great option. Now, outside of that, as part of the partnership, MME Revise have also very kindly agreed to give away 10 sets of practice papers to people who tag my account, my GCSE Maths, in any of the posts, I should say, on their account, and their account, guys, is at MME Revise. You also have to follow their account because they're going to contact you by DMing you. So, guys, to be in with a chance of winning, you just have to tag my account at my GCSE Maths in any of their posts on the at MME Revise TikTok page, and you also have to follow the MME Revise TikTok account. I'm going to choose 10 winners after each stream or after every stream, and yesterday's winners are here. So congratulations if you're on this list. If you're not on this list, make sure to tag me. Normally, only about 15 people tag me, so you're in with like a 2/3 chance of winning if you do actually take the time to tag me. If you have any questions, Chloe says tagged you. I think you already won one, Chloe. I don't know why I think you already won from one of the different days. I don't know if you saw it announced. Maybe I'm wrong, in which case I'll take my words back. But I think you might have already won. I'll check that. Hamza said, how long is the MME Revised sponsorship going to last? I'm not sure at the moment. At the moment, I think today might be the last day, but I'm not sure. I'm just taking it by day, and you're always going to keep using, or you're always going to be able to use that code, so you don't have to worry about losing the code. Okay, guys, so I'm going to move back to the congratulations screen. We've officially finished today's work. Now, for the rest of today, we're just going to be chilling. I'm going to be doing a bit of a Q&A. So, yeah, if you have any questions, hit me. I'm going to be going, or I'm going to be here until 7 o'clock. Wasim says, I won. Come on. Yeah, congratulations, Wasim. A couple of people have been asking what time the streams are. I'm live every day, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And we always do a past paper. We switch between EdXL and AQA, higher and foundation. So, yeah, you just have to choose the right day, depending on your exam board. If you do AQA, the EdXL ones definitely help. And if you do EdXL, the AQA ones definitely help. So yeah. What time do you come on? 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. 18 people watching on the YouTube and 85 of us on the TikTok. I'm going to be focusing more today on the YouTube chat. So, guys, if you have any questions, ideally join the YouTube feed and put them in the YouTube chat. But equally, I will be looking a little bit at the TikTok chat as well. Aisha said, will you do higher EdXL tomorrow? Yes. Tomorrow is a higher EdXL paper. Yeah, tomorrow's higher EdXL. Ruben Fernandez said, will you be able to predict the paper 2 and 3 topics now that paper 1 is over? Yep, I will be releasing some predicted topics, or hot topics is what I like to call them. They will be coming out in due course. There's quite a lot of kind of paper or stuff that I need to look at to come up with the list. So it will take a few days, but I will be coming out with it at least at the start of half term. So you're going to have it all of the time. Lil said, please see my question above. Random question, do you have any idea what maths grades, if any, you need to get a job in IT or cybersecurity related, as I really want to score a higher grade to pursue a job in IT? Hey, superb question. So it depends on which particular job in IT you want to go into. And it also depends on which route you choose to go down. I know there's some cool IT apprenticeships. Normally, if you want to do computer science at university, I think you do need pretty strong grades in maths. I can't tell you, to be honest, what specific grade, but it's really going to depend on what route you want to go down. So if you want to go straight into work, it's going to be one grade. If you want to go to a particular uni, it's going to be a different grade, and then different unis will ask for different grades. So it's really about working out specifically what you want to do and then deciding based on that. Bex said, what degree did you end up doing? It took me a while to get to that question. I did an economics degree, and I went to the London School of Economics, which is quite a small uni in London. So yeah, economics at LSE, that's what I did. Leanne said, are you doing any AQA paper 2s? Yeah, I actually did one last night. I'm definitely going to be doing some, switching between AQA and Excel. Raj said, you helped me a lot. Hey, that's good to hear. Any tips? The general advice is going to be, guys, stick with the process. You don't have too much longer. There's a lot of revision to do. It's very tiring with GCSEs because there's just so many exams. The main advice is to stick with it and keep hitting those past papers. That's going to be the big advice. Looking again at the YouTube chat, says, I was thinking of doing economics, but I'm bad at maths. I don't think you are, Mary B. Judging from the comments you've put in so far, I don't think you are. To do economics at A-level, depending on the school, you normally need a grade 6 in maths. A-level economics doesn't use much maths at all, just like percentage change and that kind of thing, and ratios a little bit. So don't see maths as a barrier to doing A-level economics. Depending on which university you go to, economics can be very maths heavy. So my economics degree was super maths heavy, but you can also do ones which are less maths heavy. So it kind of depends again. But if you're getting a grade 7 or 8, then you definitely don't have maths as a barrier. Looking again at the YouTube chat, let's see. Beth Lil said, Fish said, are you ever going to do A-levels? I'm not sure at the moment. I probably will do my A-level maths eventually, but the first thing I want to do is I want to really do my GCSE maths properly, make videos for everything, make a proper platform and everything before moving on to A-levels. Mary B said, thank you. How do I apply my knowledge to harder math exam questions? My best advice again here is going to be to keep hitting those past papers. You could consider going and watching the recordings which are on my YouTube and just going to like the final 30 minutes of the live and doing the last questions of the paper. That's going to give you the best practice over there. Darcy said, I want to go to sixth form, but I don't want to do A-levels. Hey, I know a lot of people are in that boat. I think you can do BTECs in that case, potentially. Maisie said, what sort of grade do I need for accounting? So that's going to depend on which route you go down with accounting. You can do accounting degrees at university or like accounting and finance degrees. You can do accounting apprenticeships, and it really depends again on the specific example. Bex said, have you got any strategies for the actual maths paper in the GCSE exam, like on the day? That's a superb question. My biggest advice to this one, guys, and I'll talk more about this the day before paper 2, but my biggest advice is basically to try your hardest to keep your cool. That's going to be my biggest advice. As soon as you get stressed out, it's very difficult to think clearly. Now, I could teach you all the neuroscience about this, about how the cortisol blocks the neural pathways to your prefrontal cortex, all of this different stuff. But basically, the biggest barrier to thinking clearly, and this is true for maths and also the whole of life, is stress. So what happens in exams, as soon as you get a question wrong, like guys, in these paper 1s where they gave you pretty difficult papers, right? You go through, you try and do the first 5 questions and you don't get as many right as you wanted to get. What happens? You get stressed out. Something called cortisol, which is a chemical, builds up in your brain, and then it stops you from thinking as clearly as you would have done if you weren't stressed out. So the biggest advice is this. Try your best to keep your cool. How do you keep you cool? You recognize that if you're finding the paper difficult, probably everybody's finding the paper difficult. What happens with a difficult paper? The grade boundaries come down. So if you get questions in the exam which you can't do, the most important thing, guys, is to take a deep breath, to sit back in your chair, maybe not sit back in your chair, but take a deep breath at least and think, okay, I don't know how to do this one. Probably not many people know how to do this one. Let me move on to the next question. Let me come back for it if I can't get it. Beck said, dang, you should have been a psychologist. I am really interested in psychology, particularly neuroscience. Psychology, guys, is super interesting. The main reason it's interesting is because it can help you a lot when it comes to kind of living life in the way that you want to live life. You know, something I'm quite passionate about is over time, I want to start including a lot more kind of details about managing stress and emotions and anxiety in the live streams. And that's basically because it's something I'm super interested in. So as part of that, I have learned a lot about the neuroscience and the psychology and all of this stuff, because it can be really helpful for day-to-day life, as well as exams and that kind of thing. Okay, I'm looking at the chat on the TikTok now. Aisha says I do psychology GCSE and it's interesting. Yep, I hear that from a lot of people, and I do think, like I say, psychology, super interesting. Kimmy said you do OCR papers. I actually don't, Kimmy. I just switch between AQA and EdXL just because they're the most popular ones. Delulu said the stress got me sobbing in the middle of the exam. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were feeling that way. And GCSEs are, like I say, super difficult when it comes to the emotional side of things. Hey, that's very nice, Mary B. Thank you. So I can see you as a great psychologist. It's something I'm super interested in, guys. If you have any other questions about it, like I even thought about like starting a whole separate TikTok account and YouTube account for like advice on managing the emotional side of things, because it makes a huge difference with exams. Let's see. Looking at the TikTok, Darcy said you should do that. Yeah, guys, let me know in the chat, actually. Would that be something you're interested in? Because sometimes I think people might just be thinking, hey, quit your jibber jabber, man. We're here to learn maths, talk about the maths, not the psychology. But it is something I'm passionate about because it's so important. Stuff like as well. When's the last time? Guys, talk to me in the chat. This is going to be a very random question for you all, but I'm interested to know. There's 90 of us on the TikTok. There's 20 of us on the YouTube. Does anybody here take cold showers? And I don't mean like the whole thing cold. I mean like at the end of the shower for like 30 seconds to turn the shower cold. Does anybody do that? Or has anybody heard of that? I doubt it, because I was definitely not doing it back in the day. And I know most people don't. A couple of people are saying they do that. Hey, Ruben says, I do it. Oh, guys, you have no idea how happy this makes me. So you do cold showers. Hey, that's so good. Chloe said, see, I know the benefits, but I do love a hot shower. Hey, I'm not trying to make you have the whole shower cold, but it's good at the end. Let's see. Lil said, no, I'd usually have a lukewarm bath. Okay, a lot of people saying, what does it do? What does it do? So basically, let me say a bit of a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor I don't take this as specific medical advice. However, guys, cold showers are absolutely superb for reducing your stress. Let me explain. Let's see if this makes sense for everybody in the chat. I really want people to interact with this and let me know if it makes sense when I explain it, because if it doesn't make sense, I'll try and learn to explain it in a different way. So when you go about your day-to-day life, right, you can get stressed out. Things happen. Maybe you just don't sleep enough and it makes you stressed. Maybe, something's happening with your friends or your family or whatever, and you get stressed, right? So what happens is this chemical builds up in your brain called cortisol. And let's say the cortisol level is here, right? And you feel calm. As humans, we should have cortisol levels, which are quite low most of the time. But because of the modern day and age, unhealthy food, social media, all of this different stuff, your cortisol levels build up a bit and you get a bit stressed out, right? And the more stressed you get, the higher the cortisol gets, and then it basically makes you feel stressed. Now, what happens with a cold shower is that you give your body a super high level of stress. You give your body a super high level of stress because your body's like, whoa, man, fight or flight. There's super cold water hitting me. What am I going to do? And what happens then is that cortisol level goes bang, and goes through the roof, goes all the way up. But then what your body does is, because it gets so stressed, it releases something called adrenaline, which goes through the roof as well and gives your body loads of energy. That's why in the cold shower you go, you get tired, right? So it goes all the way up. Then what happens is the adrenaline brings the cortisol all the way down, but it brings the cortisol down below where it started. So it started here, you do the cold shower, it goes bang, super high, and then because you get the adrenaline, it goes bang, all the way down below. Now what happens is, after the cold shower, your cortisol is lower than it was at the start, so guess what? You don't feel stressed anymore. That's the punchline. So basically, the cold shower bangs it up. You get way more stress for like 30 seconds. But then because your body knows how to deal with really high stress, releases the adrenaline, makes you breathe heavily and everything, fight or flight response, and then bang, the cortisol comes down, and all of a sudden you don't feel as stressed anymore because all of that cortisol's gone. Guys, talk to me in the chat. Did that make sense? Did you enjoy that? Was it a load of hibby-jibby rubbish? Talk to me, talk to me. Jonathan Pagel says, going to try that, man. Guys, the other beautiful thing about this is it's instantaneous. It's absolutely instantaneous. I says it does make sense. Talk to me in the chat, guys. I said very informative. Okay, nice. Darcy says, no, that was helpful. Ruben Fernandez says, yes, it's actually great for you. Chloe says, yeah, makes sense. Let's see. Hamza said, I don't think that would work for me. Yep, I know a lot of people also feel like that. Jamie says, been doing them for ages, and I promise you it does work. Somebody said straight cold tap or a little bit of warmth. You kind of have to build up a bit over time. Personally, I go straight to cold, so I have a nice warm shower and everything. And then at the end, for like 30 seconds, spam it all the way down to cold as it goes, in my case, because I've built up a little bit over time. And then stay in there for like 30 seconds if you can, or even 5 seconds will help you. Yeah. Morgan says, I never knew that. Yep, believe it or not. Yeah, it really helps. Darcy says, polar bear here. The Lulu said, I hate showers. I think I was a cat in my last life. Hilda said, is it healthy for your skin? Yep, it's healthy for your skin as well. Sometimes it can make you like, well, no, yeah, it's just healthy. It's just healthy for your skin. Savannah said, thanks so much for today. You're the best teacher. Thanks. Hey, thank you, Savannah. Thank you. Beck said, good luck. To Mary B said, wish me luck for literature tomorrow. It's really tiring, and I've been revising over, well, a bunch of hours today. I hope it all goes well. Hey, good luck, Mary B. Good luck, Mary B. Hopefully things go well for you tomorrow. You've put in the work. You've done your part. That's all you can do. Beck says, cheers, Matt. Got to run. Have a good evening. Hey, have a good evening, mate. Have a good evening. Somebody says, Ruben Fernandez said, breathing control is good to keep you in the cold. Yeah. Now, Ruben Fernandez, that's next level. So, guys, nobody asked for it, but I'm going to go now a little bit deeper, see what you guys think. So, the next level, as Ruben Fernandez suggests, is this. So you get the benefits from going in the cold shower, and then your cortisol comes down, all good. But whilst you're in the shower, your body's going crazy, right? You're like breathing heavily because it's super cold. You're like, and you just want to get out, right? Because your body's, super stressed from all the cold water. Then what you can learn to do is you can learn to be calm whilst you're in the stressful situation. So then that's like the next level, which is you learn to be calm even when you're in the stressful situation. Now, how do you do that? You train yourself whilst you're in the cold water where your body's like breathing in and out super heavily. You train yourself to stay calm, take some deep breaths, and basically try to control your breathing as much as you can and focus on your breathing and trying to breathe normally even when there's loads and loads of cold water coming on you. Now, what that does is it teaches you to stay calm even when you're in super stressful situations. And how's that helpful? Well, let's say you get stressed in the exam, you can still stay calm even though you're super stressed. So when I mentioned before how it's difficult to think when you're in a stressful situation, you can train yourself to even then stay calm in the stressful situation. Let's have a look. Jay said, what's your accent, sir? I'm actually from Derby, but I've picked up a bit of a weird accent. I think because I have friends from lots of different countries. So I've picked up a bit of a fusion. Star said, I'm a go now. Thank you so much for this live. It was very helpful, and I enjoyed it a lot. Have a good evening. Hey, it's been a pleasure to have you on as ever, Star. Have a nice evening. Good luck for you tomorrow. Savannah Delore as well. Next live tomorrow evening, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's been a pleasure having you on as well. You're also a great member of the community. Let's see. Half said you teach A-level maths. I do teach A-level maths, but I don't teach it on social media. I only teach it like privately with tutoring, basically. Raj Kumar said this was so much fun. Hey, that's good to hear, Raj. That's good to hear. Somebody said, I thought bro was Norwegian. Yeah, I do get that quite a lot. I get Norwegian or Swedish quite a lot. I think I have just picked up a bit of a weird accent. Darcy says, same, I'm going to head off now. Going to try that cold shower. Thanks so much. Good evening. Hey, my pleasure, my pleasure. Great to have you on, Darcy. If you actually do try the cold shower, I mean, I'll be super happy. People doing cold showers because of this, guys, that's, that makes me happy because seriously, cold showers are a game changer. Game changer. Even if you're in a bad mood on a given day, for whatever reason, maybe you don't sleep enough, maybe you're hungry, maybe you've not done any exercise for a while, maybe you got exams, so you're in a bad mood. With that as well, it can also help because that's because of a whole different reason. And I can explain that another time if you're interested. Okay. Morgan said, I'm going to try the cold shower tomorrow before the English exam. Morgan, that is a superb idea. The next level to this, guys, as well, is cold baths. So I actually did cold bath. Before my exams, because I didn't have a cold bath when I was in London, I had cold showers. Yeah, it's really, really good, Morgan. It's really, really good. And let me know. Join the live tomorrow evening if you can, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. or just whenever you next join, and let me know how it was because it will honestly really help you. It will get you. It will wake you up in the morning and get you feeling good. Chloe says, I'm heading off as well. Thank you so much again. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Chloe. Thank you very much. You're also an awesome member of the community. Savannah Delore said, shower cold tomorrow. Come on. Darcy said, my niece is here and crying. I'm going to get a cold shower for the stress. Yeah, great idea. Great idea. Half said, what's your name, sir? My name is Matt. Or if you want, you can call me Mr. Ebely, but you can also just go with Matt. Mary B said, have a great day. I have to go off now and get back to my literature revision. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen, Mary B. Schöner Abend. Yeah, schöner Abend. Yeah, I think that's right. Have a great evening. RG said, bro, I can't wait to never do English ever again tomorrow. Hey, man, I remember when I did my English literature paper 2, that was the best feeling ever. English literature was my least favorite GCSE. My least favorite GCSE by a long way, I would say. I hated it. I thought it was so annoying having to memorize the quotes, memorize the poems just for one of them to come up in the exam. I would say it was my least favorite GCSE. And the feeling that you guys will have tomorrow after the exam, when you can get rid of all of those quotes out your head, one of the best feelings, trust me. Arush said, what did you get in English literature? I did end up getting a grade 9, but that's because I really put in the work for it. Sharon said, waste of time. I'm not going to disagree with you. Nice to see 15 of us on the YouTube still. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Lils said, I'm going to head off and eat dinner. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hey, you too, Lils. Great to have you on this evening. Bunch of great questions. Have a fantastic evening. Hopefully you've got something nice for dinner. I'm starting to get a bit peckish now as well. So yeah, I'm going to be eating soon. Half says, what did you do in your GCSEs, man? I was the first year that did like pretty much every subject in A star to F or whatever it was, and then just maths and English in grade 1 to 9. So I did English, maths, science. I did business. I did ICT. I did German. I did PE, and I did statistics. So they were my subjects. And then grade-wise, I got... Ruben Fernandez said, did you get grade 9s in almost everything? Yeah, so I got 8 A stars in the 1 to 9 one, or the A star to F ones, and then I got a 9 in maths, a 9 in lit, and a 8 in language. And then A-level wise, I did maths, further maths and economics, and I got 3 A stars. So Ben at TikTok, that answers the A-level question. Raj Kumar said, I'm on my dad's phone and I'm 9 and could answer a few questions. Hey, well done, mate. Well done. You're putting that's impressive. Kay said, how old are you, man? I'm 23. RG said, damn, bro, motivated me to go back to revising. Come on. Guys, you don't have long left. You don't have long left for the sake of what's it going to be about. Probably you have 40 days until the end of exam. It's time to put in the final push and get the best grades you can the best grades you can deserve. Get the best grades that you can, the grades that you deserve. Let's see. Any other questions? Arush said, what team do you support? I'm not that much into football, to be honest. I used to have a Derby season ticket. I'm from Derbyshire originally. I used to have a Derby season ticket for a few years. I used to be a Man United fan when I was young. But now I'm more into the F1 and the UFC, to be honest. I like the UFC a lot. I think it's so explosive and everything. It's so good. Somebody said, thought you were a physics guy. No, I mean, physics is pretty interesting. To be honest, I think physics in school is often super boring. So like me saying physics is interesting, probably you're going to think, well, how can this guy find physics interesting? Like, a bit sus, but real world physics is actually super interesting. Let's see. Who is your favorite fighter? I'm going to go Sugar Sean. Sean O'Malley. I think I like his fight style. I like his attitude. He's very entertaining. Also his technique, to be honest, his striking is different level compared to pretty much all fighters. His striking's seriously different level. Arush said, as a year 11, should we be considering future jobs? Fantastic question. Guys, as a year 11, as a, 14, 15-year-old, should you be considering different jobs? No, you shouldn't. In my opinion, you should not be making decisions now about specifically what jobs you want to do. Now, if you want to be a vet, for example, then yes, you're going to have to take A-level science. If you want to be a doctor, A-level science. Certain things, if you know you want to move in a general direction, maybe it's towards computers, maybe it's towards sports, maybe it's towards science, then of course you have to decide your A-levels based on those subjects. But these decisions should only come from a place of being genuinely interested in the subject. They shouldn't come from, it's very difficult parent-wise, because a lot of people have parents who put them under pressure, but they should really come from a place of passion for the subject, as opposed to, oh, you make a lot of money in finance, so let me do maths and finance. That's not what should be motivating you. That strategy works very well in the short run, but in the medium to long run, it's a really bad approach, Any questions? Daniel Slim said, cut the accent, bud. I mean, it would be pretty impressive if I could sustain this for deliberately, if it was not actually my accent, for, hundreds of hours whilst I'm teaching maths. Half said, you have really helped me with maths, bro. Thanks. Hey, my pleasure, mate. My pleasure. That's great to hear. And thank you as well, because you've been asking a lot of questions in the paper, in the live stream. You've been keeping things moving. So, yeah, it's been great to have you, mate. It's been great to have you. Any more questions, guys? Let me know. Savannah says it is 7 o'clock. Hey, thank you, Glenn Lal. Arush said, what is your job right now with all those qualifications? The way I earn money is private teaching, so like private tutoring. And then what I'm trying to do eventually is I want to be teaching everybody in the country. I want to be teaching everybody in the country, and hopefully in the long run, that will kind of turn into a job. So for now, I do all of this stuff for free. And then in the long run, I want to make it big. Savannah Dolores said, see you tomorrow evening. Yep, I'll see you tomorrow, Savannah. Arush said, why do you not want to be a teacher? I'm definitely open to it. The main reason is just because on TikTok and on social media, I can help way more people than if I'm in a classroom. So, I mean, I have huge respect for all the teachers in the classrooms who are doing that side of things. Super difficult job. But for me personally, I like to use social media because I can teach like 500 to 1,000 people at a time, as opposed to in a classroom. Mahima said, you gave me hope that I can actually pass. When are you doing foundation? Hey, that's great to hear. Mahima, the next foundation session is going to be in 2 days' time. So from here, guys, I'm going to be live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be doing higher foundation. Then I'm going to take Well, actually, no. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm actually away for a little bit, so I'm going to be missing the lives. Then I'll be back from half term, guys. We're going to have then 15 days until the end of GCSE maths, and I'm going to be live every single day. Corrence L. Heng, sorry, I didn't see your comment. If you just drop it in a sec. Lian Zamit said, I'm 37, resitting my maths nearly 20 years later. Got a D in 2001. Hey, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. I know a lot of older students also use the videos. So, yeah, that's fantastic. Hopefully they're helping. Hamza said, will you be doing lives for next year's GCSEs? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'll be back for next year. Lou said, when are you doing higher? Next higher paper will be tomorrow. Next higher paper will be tomorrow. Corin said, can you go through circles? As I'm struggling, I have a test on it on Wednesday. For the next few days, I'm going to be focusing on live streams, helping the GCSE students get ready. Yeah, Emily said, I watched your videos last year and they saved me for real. Hey, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Thank you for rejoining. Okay, guys. The chat is quieting down a bit. Okay, final question of the day, because that was a nice one. Arush said, is the 3-month break for summer after GCSE very good? Hey, guys, that is going to be one of the best 3 months of your entire life. Seriously. The reward for finishing GCSEs, when all of the stress and the pressure is lifted off of you, and you have 3 months essentially in the sun, it's one of the best few months of your entire life. One of the best few months of your entire life. Let me leave it on that nice positive note. Guys, I'm going to say hasta luego, goodbye. Thank you to everybody who stuck with me right until the end. This evening, we got another past paper done. Guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye to Raj. Said this was entertaining. My pleasure. Hamza says goodbye. Goodbye. Hamza, goodbye. Collie Louise says thank you. My pleasure, Collie. AMT says goodbye. Goodbye, AMT. Savannah says bye. Nice of you to stay, Savannah. Haf says bye. Lou said, when are you starting tomorrow? 5 p.m. Slick said bye. Shahinda said bye. Mizab said, I like and watch streams, and you can't even reply. There's your reply. I've not seen any of your messages. Gabrielle said, thank you. You're very welcome. Goodbye. Aisha said bye. Morgan said goodbye. Callum Miller said goodbye. Jonathan Pagel, goodbye. Always good to be here. Oh, I just got a phone call. Okay, guys, I'm going to say hasta luego, arrivederci. I'll catch a lot of you tomorrow evening. Until then, good luck with your English literature, and I'll see you on the other side. Ciao, ciao, ciao.